for us is any representational unit of exchange that isn't in the same class as the unit being exchanged. So if I am doing something that says that I'm giving you an obligation note that says this entitles you to 20 hours of knowledge because you gave me a technology, the thing that actually conveys the bridging mechanism between dimensions of value is money. I'm not talking about a debt-based currency. I'm not talking about a debt-based monetary system. I'm talking about a thing that has transitive property that says, I agree that in exchange for this, I'm creating an obligation in this. Now, we're already to the place in our monetary evolution where the system that we've come from has already started deploying exactly what I'm talking about. The public doesn't really know about it, and the public doesn't have access to it. But there's a thing called an SDR, a special drawing right. It's a creation of a very complex set of negotiations that came out of the birth of the World Bank and the IMF. And what a special drawing right is a variable redemption note that isn't clearly clarified. In fact, there's no real central reserve structure or clearinghouse structure or anything else. There is no clear sense of precisely what a special drawing right is. Now, there's a legal definition of it, and you can go look it up and you can see what the legal definition is. But a special drawing right is getting close to the concept of what we're talking about here as money, which is a transitive property expression of value obligation across dimensions of value. Special drawing rights actually are ways to transact things between countries when you no longer have faith and confidence in a country. But you know that there's an obligation being created, and you know there's an offsetting value that one day you're going to want to redeem. So you use a special drawing right to do that. Special drawing rights are the closest analogy to my description of money that we have, which is essentially a currency-less, central monetary system-less system where you just record an obligation for future satisfaction. The problem with special drawing rights is, number one, they're inaccessible. Number two, there isn't adequate community participation in them, and there's no oversight of them. So there are a ton of things wrong with them, but the concept I just wanted to bring out, there is an expression of what I'm talking about already in the system. It stands in contrast to barter. A lot of people, when they hear about my description of these transitive property things, say, well, that's basically like a barter system. Barter is a utility in what I'm describing, but it is not the same as the system. Barter is a subset inside the system, because in many instances, I may hold an obligation today which has an indeterminate redemption value in the future.